Hello. Today I'm going to talk about a combination that I came across pretty much by accident that turned out to be surprisingly well built and quite profitable. In the process of discovering this recipe, I have been doing more research and analysis on a problem that has been existing within TradingView and its unusual alert systems. I've actually contacted a few experts on this and in getting some inside information about TradingView and help in determining exactly where to look, since this situation is not at all something that is predictable or consistent. So it's turned out to be a very strong enigma that has been unusually difficult to determine where the source is at. But it is getting better, as you can see. I don't know if that's because of the changes I've made within the code to harden up the conditions, or if I've just been badgering the server so much that the TradingView support team has been able to track it down. Only time will tell in that regards. So for now, let's talk about the unusual combination that I came up with. Let's start with the ever popular JR-Ling. Now the configurations to this is really quite simple. So first let's turn off the signal line. Display the chart. Now this will be a confirmation on it. We're going to set this to 3-2. And in the process, we are going to set our confirmation to 237 minutes. And again, set this to 3-2. Now, we're going to do something completely off the wall. We're going to invert the signals. That's right, we're going to be using an inverted JR-Ling. Something completely crazy, but it produces some very interesting results. Next, we are going to use my favorite momentum. It'll be the standard split channel that you're used to seeing. So first, let's turn off the signal. Show the chart. Set this to high. Set this to low. And the SSMA. Go to momentum. For the length, we are using 987. We do not need a confirmation or anything like that on this situation. Now, we are going to link it to JR-Ling. looks like I forgot something. I forgot to invert it. This has to be an inverted signal. There we go. Now the final component, dollar cost averaging. I'm going to set this up to my standard blueprint style. Let's turn off all of the noise first. Okay, and let's link it to the momentum signal line. Going to leave this alone, and we're going to set it to my standard 2% take profits. There it is. And now we're going to open this up, and behold, a 30% profit. Total purchases for this entire run is 4. It currently is in the second purchase of the trade cycle. But the one trade cycle it made produced a 30% profit. That means if you had $100 invested on this position for your position size, it would have profited $30. This unusual combination is quite unique and, well, quite frankly, unexpected. My profit basis is only 2%, and yet the profit margin came out 30% on one single trade. Now I have verified these numbers against different coins. The results are consistent, surprisingly consistent, which I will go through some of them in just a few minutes. Even on coins I would normally never trade. So, here we are, a 30% profit, with a profit basis only being at 2%. That is really quite impressive, and quite frankly, I think the best one to date of all of the recipe combinations I have come up with. And it's just simply a J-Arling confirmation of the current time frame to 237-minute time frame, and a standard momentum with a length of 987. Now, for those that like to play with the more aggressive side of Jackrabbit, you'll notice it doesn't change too much. It gives you a little more accumulation, but it's still pretty good considering the profit margin. Now this will of course change from coin to coin, and you can play around with the different values to see how much you can squeeze out of it if you have the risk assessment. I personally prefer the step method for this one, simply because this is something that fits well within my current limitations, and I am quite happy to walk away with $6 out of 20 as a profit. So this is not bad at all. So now let's look at some unusual coin choices. Let's go to Binance, where there are a lot of, well, less than spectacular coin choices. Coins I would never trade on, ever. I'm going to leave this open so we can get an idea of the percentages. Coins that have a history of being difficult, unruly, and, well, quite frankly, hostile to work with, produce some very surprising profit margins. So for this particular one, a $10 position would be almost $1 profit each and every trade cycle. This coin is just a hot mess from beginning to end in terms of liquidity, and yet it can pull out a 4% profit margin. Be sure to pay attention to how consistent the trade cycle count and the cycle purchases really are as well. Here is a coin that is a nightmare to work with, and yet it puts out a 4% average profit. And its so far highest purchase per trade cycle has only been 3 positions. Not bad for a coin that is very unforgiving. Here is another unforgiving and difficult coin. I have had BAT take up as much as $3,000 to turn it around from a severe market drop. And yet, this particular one is only consuming a maximum of $20 for this particular analysis. Bitcoin Cash has been a remarkably difficult coin to work with, and yet it has an average of a 10% profit using this recipe. The ever-popular Beam, the coin that I broke TradingView on, and yet it is able to spin a $15 or 15% profit, on, of all things, the 1 minute time frame. And look at the kind of dips that this coin takes. Right now, based upon its current cycle, it's already lost 21% of its value. And yet, this says it has the potential of a 15% profit. That is not bad. Binance Coin, 4% profit, not bad. Minimal exposure. Really good considering this coin is a nightmare at times. And of course, everybody's favorite, BTC. Take a look. That's right, 8% profit. Not bad, not on this time frame. And if you go up in the time frames, you get different variables. For example, let's go to the 1 hour time frame as an example. 13% profit. Look at the spike on this sell. This is just unbelievable for these coins. When I first put this together, I had to hand to verify everything just to make sure the mathematics were correct, because what it was showing is off the chart. This is probably going to be a module combination that will make a standalone, just because it is, well, quite frankly, unprecedented compared to any of my other combinations. So even the worst coins you can imagine are producing very good results. Results that are really unexpected in many ways. Yes, take a look. This is not a mirage. This coin produced in the last 33 days, the last 3 days on one single trade, a profit of 44%. That is just jaw-dropping, unbelievable. Maximum exposure for this coin was about $77. Unreal. Here is another coin that has a history of being a real pain in the butt, and yet 12% profit. Now, I encourage you to do your own research and trade responsibly. But as you trade, it's fairly self-evident that profits like this are possible in any market. And these do take into account the huge, monstrous drop we had yesterday. Coins that have poor history are outperforming with this single recipe. Now, I'm not doing anything special at all with these numbers, just what I showed at the beginning of this video. And yet, look at these results. This is a coin I personally despise trading. I don't like it because every time I get near it, it costs me money. I think this is the first time I've actually seen any kind of a real recipe come up with a over-the-top profit. Let's go to a coin that pretty much, I use it for a test bed because every time I run my back analysis on extreme conditions, it takes $30,000 or more to make a real profit out of. And yet, with just a minimal amount of effort, it spins out a 7% profit. Again, all on a 3-day frame. So 7% by 3 trades. So basically you have an accumulative 21% profit for 3 days of effort, only using one position each. That is just insane. Let's see what other off-the-wall coins we can find. Theta has been on a run lately, and it has been hot. And there's no surprise. Oh, let's see. Waves has done remarkably well for many people, and this certainly proves the point. Qtum is another popular coin, one that I do like to trade once in a while, and it does a remarkably good job as well. Now let's go back to Binance US. And let's go to a coin that really just makes you wonder. Every time I get near this coin, it's also another loser for me. And yet, you can see minimal exposure. Let's take it up a time frame and see what it comes up with. Four positions, 4 buys, still minimal exposure. So it's still in its trade cycle pretty much. But as you can see, it does offer opportunities to take manual sells. And you can see that the trade cycle count and maximum exposure is low. So even this remarkably difficult coin can produce a 15% profit. Okay, let's pick another coin that has a history of, well, bad luck. I like Nano for what it represents, but it doesn't trade very well most of the time, unless you use this recipe. And then it does pretty good. The other shining star that many people like, Neo. Not bad. I've had mixed results with this coin. Now let's get into some of the lower grade coins. That's quite something. Another spectacular turnaround. This one has a jaw-dropping impressive turnaround. Again, another good turnaround. Okay, let's get down to this one. Had a run. For 2 weeks straight, it was a big money maker. And it's still a pretty good money maker here as well. Another favorite right here, Vet. Yeah, look at this profit. It's easy to see why this one is, well, impressive. Now let's go to the coin that I have said countless times has no appreciative value. None. This coin is get in and get out with as much profit as you can. And okay, I had to double check that. 34% profit. That gives XRP a new meaning. I wouldn't hold this coin, but I'm certainly not going to pass out that. Holy cow. So do your research, look at your charts, and be surprised, because you never know what combinations can produce some incredibly powerful winners. As I said from the beginning, the one thing I wanted with Jackrabbit is never to have it limited by my trading capabilities. This is an example of finding something I would have never thought of, and yet it's turned out to be quite a surprise. I don't even know if I would call this a diamond in the rough, because it's just so far off the wall in terms of actual mathematics. Let's go to another coin that has a problem history. And let's see if we can even separate this. This is also 34%. Let's see if we can get this to separate. Alright, let's try something else. If one trick doesn't work, try the other. Let's spread it out. There we go. And yes, it is. $34% profit. Definitely another surprise. And a coin I have had a lot of difficulty with. Okay, a lot of people, including myself, like this coin. Let's see how it shows up with this unique profitability. For this coin, this is not bad. So check it out, test it, look at it. I will put the link to this in the description, so you can get a link up and running and testing. Carefully trade first with a paper trader. Look at your back testing, and happy trading. Until next time.